Welcome back to Washed Up. I'm Kala.
I'm Steven, and we've got a couple of our good friends
Two very
here.
special guests today, Whitney and Kurt.
Yep, they're both from the show, obviously, guys.
Welcome, welcome. We didn't force them to do this or anything.
Looking back, it's a Sunday, and we all met up here in Nashville for the weekend. Whenever we meet up in Nashville, we usually have a damn good time, and we paint the town a little bit. I think it would have been smarter to do this podcast when we got here on Friday.
We're not hungover at all right now. Kurt, right before we started, Kurt, what did you tell us?
I said I might vomit.
I will die.
We're going to get through this thing, though. To get things started, I mean, going back to Joe Millionaire, I think a lot of people see us all posting together, and they may not know the authenticity behind our friendship. I mean, we really hit it off on the show, and I wanted to give viewers kind of taking them back to why we all connected so well. So especially Kala and Whitney, y'all were roommates on the show, is that right?
Yeah, because we're real ass bitches.
Yeah, we were roommates. It was the first night thing, and we just were like inseparable.
Yeah, we just clicked. But I mean, I think it is because our personalities are very similar.
Mm-hmm. Like, we're very different, but very similar at the same time.
Yeah.
We get along really well.
Really well. You know how, like, you have some friends that it's like they're good friends, but, like, you can't be, like, super, super comfortable. Like, you kind of have to be on. With you, I can just, like, chill and not give a fuck, and we can just lay in bed, like, on our phones. Like, it's very...
It's like a sister.
Yeah.
Sisterly friendship.
Yeah.
Are we the last remnants of Joe Millionaire as far as...
Hanging out together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're
There
definitely
may be a few
like
others. We're probably the closest,
I don't
though.
really pay attention to that.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
don't either.
Like, I feel you guys are just the only ones that I like talk to
Yeah.
And like...
and appreciate and
Well, I think that you guys, even throughout the show, you guys were able to get through it because y'all were in a dog-eat-dog world down there in the women's household. It was a hornet's nest down there. Like, it was every woman
Fighting
for
over the boys.
themselves. It was every woman for themselves, and y'all were able to navigate that and stay good friends throughout the entire thing without any ounce of jealousy
She
or
made out with
competition.
my boyfriend a couple times, but it's fine. It's in the past.
I know. Interesting way we all met, but here we are.
Very interesting. But yeah, 2 years later, and we're all
Still
together.
friends. This is the first time we've all gotten together for a while.
A while.
Since the ending night, like what was like the last episode, and we all met up in Dallas. That was the last time that all four of us were together.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, at least for just like all four.
All of us, yeah.
But we talk all the time. I mean, we have a group message that we keep going nonstop.
What's our group chat name?
Foursome.
People probably do think we're like sister wives.
We kind of are.
I kind of love that though, and I kind of love to feed that to people because it's so funny to see reactions.
Whenever I tell people that like I'm still friends with you guys and that like we all hang out and talk, they're like, but they're your exes. Like that's not, you can't be
They're
friends with
your
your
exes.
exes. And I'm like, that's a loose term.
That was looking back, it's such a surreal experience going through everything. I was telling, Kurt and I were talking about it whenever we did our solo podcast, it's a warped sense of reality. Whenever we're on the show together, we're all dating each other. It's a little weird, speed dating everyone. And so whenever you come off the show, it's like you have to reconnect and almost reintroduce yourself. I know Kala and I came off the show, we're like, okay, we have a lot in common, obviously physically attracted to each other, but it's like meeting for the first time.
Yeah,
off the show.
you're like starting from fresh. It was like right off the show and we all met up in Missouri. And like the four of us all got to like actually hang out for the first time without cameras, like and like actually get to know each other.
Yeah.
And that was before the show even aired.
Yeah.
We hung out in Missouri, and we went to a bar. It was Kurt's birthday.
That's
and we
right.
put him up on the stage.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We
You
had
did
him-
karaoke.
They karaoke'd the Shrek song.
Was it to the Shrek song?
Yeah.
Ew, I hate that we have to say it to the Shrek song.
Wait, we need to find a video of that.
We do. I think I have one.
I think I have a few.
Somewhere in the
We'll clip
archives.
it.
Yeah, we'll like insert it right here.
Which,
I love
looking
that.
back, I don't know if the commercials had aired for the show. I think it had been announced, though. But that was so dumb because of the potential repercussions.
We definitely got recognized, too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, y'all did.
the repercussions of that.
We
could
were
have been-
chopped liver. I'm still chopped liver.
That's okay. Tell them about this weekend. Who didn't get recognized?
It's okay. All
I
right.
did last night. It was not the first night.
Oh, you
you
did?
didn't the first day.
Yeah.
Well, like half did.
In his defense, he goes out in disguise compared to what he looks like on the show. He cut his hair, chopped his hair in half, and then he wears a hat all the time. He was in a man bun the entire show, so
Oh, true. Yeah.
looks a little different now.
evolving looks.
Yes.
Well, I think that Kurt and I hit it off. I don't think we hit it off.
Yeah,
within the
you
first
guys were like
30
butt buddies
minutes.
the first night.
Oh,
You guys only had each other. Like, we had, like, a group of women, but, like, we
Yeah.
only kind of hung out with each other. But you guys only had each other.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was still interesting post-show to see the friendship evolve because we knew each other just in that environment.
Bubble.
We didn't really know each other outside of it. So I think our friendship really grew post-show and being able to learn from one another and what we're doing in our daily lives and business operations and everything. I think
Yeah.
that's probably been the stronghold of our relationship.
Yeah, were y'all able to really talk a lot about like business ventures and like what was going on in real life on the show?
The first night, whenever we were waiting for y'all, they put us down on a dating show. Like they do this big intro where they set up all these cameras and different effects. They had a 30-foot rig for the camera to go up on whenever y'all walked by. That took 6 hours to set up.
Well, also, whenever you say waiting on y'all, we were waiting on you. They had us there from like 7 p.m. to 4 a.m., and then y'all came out.
We were also, like, alone in a car just sitting there.
Just sitting there.
Well, we were in the butler's quarters with just scotch, and we were just drinking scotch from like 7 p.m. all the way to 4 a.m.
Oh, my God.
And just shooting the shit about work, business. And that was the first opportunity I had to meet Kurt. Was I had no idea. I figured they were going to pair me with someone that was polar opposite of me. And so I walk into the room, and I'm wearing, can't remember what I was wearing. I think I had a suit on at least. They wouldn't let me wear my normal jeans and boots. But I walk in, and there's this guy with a man bun. There's this guy with this man bun there, and I'm like, yeah, he's opposite from me. You know, I knew they told me he was from Charlotte, and I'm from BFE, Missouri. And so I was like, well, this is going to be interesting. And we started shooting the shit because we had nothing else to do and realized we would have a lot more in common.
Yeah. I was glad they didn't pair me with some white-collar banker bro.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting.
They did a good job, like, picking you both. Because you guys are very different, but, like, y'all get along
We
so well.
look
have so many
very different. We
similarities.
look very different, but we're kindred spirits when it comes to personalities and what we love to do and kind of our lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I could see that. Y'all are still very good friends. Till
Oh,
this
we
day.
talk nonstop. I mean, hell, we've got some different deals going on here over the next year. We've talked about it for a while, and now we finally have the opportunity with our companies to potentially partner up on some projects.
Oh, that's exciting. Where at?
Just trying to.
He's going to build a couple of our car washes. And then also,
I love that.
with
Very
him
cool.
and Will, his buddy Will, starting at looking some fashion brands, we may be able to potentially do something with our fulfillment center we're building.
Yeah.
I love that.
That trickle-down economics.
BFF turned business partners. Whitney, what should we start up?
What should we start up? We'll do your content marketing stuff together.
Yeah. Please
TikToks.
be the manager.
Yeah. I'll be
Let
your
me know
creative
what's
eye.
trending.
Yeah.
Keep me in the loop.
I'll keep you
me
current.
So since the show has ended, I know y'all filmed a podcast. I don't know which way we're going to release these, whether it's our separate ones first or this group one. But we did already film our individual ones. I don't know what y'all talked about, but I know.
We held back.
Yeah, we did. We held back.
Same.
And we talked nothing but glowing things about
Yeah.
y'all.
Glowing.
Well,
things, he
what's there
says.
not to say?
Whitney, how has dating life been since the show for you?
Dating life, just in general, is interesting to navigate. Dating in LA is just its own like beast, but
I can't even imagine dating in LA.
I mean,
Like the men there.
yeah, I said this on the other podcast. It's just like a bunch of like Peter Pans, and people aren't like seriously dating that well. So it's interesting to navigate. There's like situationships here and there, but nothing serious.
Are you looking for something serious?
I'm open to new opportunity.
She's not actively seeking.
No,
which
I
think
mean-
is the best way to go about it.
Yeah, like I just if someone is gonna like add to my life, then yeah, I'll date them. But like, don't like to be like bothered or like have to like put up with things. So because I'm very content, but open.
So when you're on a date, how soon do you tell them that you were on a dating show? Does that come up pretty early, or do you like wait until
Usually
like?
they would bring it up to you. I think, right?
I don't bring it up. I just don't bring it up.
That's so cringy.
Because it's like, ooh, by the way, I was on a dating show. No, I don't bring it up unless like they bring it up, and usually like they would bring it up after like maybe it's like the second or third date, and they're like, so I went on your Instagram and I saw this.
So I watched every episode of the show.
No, but I also one time I did go on a date with a guy in LA, and it was from Hinge, and we're like halfway through the date. I think we're like 2 hours in, and he was just like, yeah, so by the way, like, I know that you're on Joe Millionaire, and we watch it every week, and we didn't think that your profile was real.
That is so weird.
And I was like, oh, like, why didn't you, like, bring it up like the first thing like you say to me.
Yeah.
And so it was like kind of like that made me feel like a little weird.
It makes it more awkward when like they bring it up in that way, like, oh yeah, like I know who you are, I've watched the show, but they wait until like an hour after meeting you.
Yeah.
You're like,
No, it was like a few hours. I was like sitting there and I was just like, oh,
Like,
okay. So
having
you
a
like
great
know
date. Yeah.
And he was like asking me like get to know me questions. I was like, well, you
You
clearly
already
already
know
know
this.
all these
So
answers.
cringy. Do people
they-
do that to you?
Oh yeah, pretend they don't know and
Yeah. Or that they're like, oh, that's what I know you from.
yeah. I'm like, oh,
Sure.
sure, yeah.
Kala had a hair appointment the other day, and cut this out if we
Yeah,
don't like
maybe.
it.
What appointment?
no, it was a hair appointment, like regular hair
She does
appointment.
my hair, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she acted like she had no idea who Kala was. Went in there,
Like asking me
background
questions. It was like a 3-hour appointment. Just ask me questions. Oh, you just moved from Dallas. Oh, cool. Like, oh, so where do you live now? Oh, you have a boyfriend. Like, acted like she had no idea. And then we add each other on Instagram. And then like a couple weeks go by. I didn't like look at anything, and I go to message her a question about my hair. And I see that she had DM'd me previously about wanting to get on my close friends list whenever I did that, whenever the show first came out.
Shut up.
And then she invited me to her salon, like this was 2 or 3 years ago. And I was like, how awkward is that? Like you had a full-on conversation with me, like you didn't know me.
Yeah.
And then like I see that, it's like so cringy. I sent it to you and we were like, I hate this.
Yeah, that's not good. Like if
It's
that
weird.
in that situation, it's better to just break the ice. Say, hey, yeah, I watched your show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's cool, and it's no big deal. Like it's, and that's what's so strange to me is the perception of people on television is you have this elevation of status for absolutely no reason whatsoever because we have zero talent. It's not like we did anything special whatsoever, and because people see you on TV, they almost have like a not a straight fangirl or fanboy experience, but they act a little different. It's like we were on a shitty dating show because we suck at dating. Other than that, we have zero talents
I wouldn't
whatsoever.
say zero talent. We're pretty funny.
Yeah, like, speak for
Kurt's like,
yourself.
hold up.
All right, maybe I'll just
You had to like emphasize that 5 million times too. We don't have
Zero talent.
Zero
Absolutely
talent.
nothing.
There is not one thing special about us whatsoever.
I will say the show made me like have zero fear from like dating. Like whenever like you go like on like a first date, like, you'd always have like some like nerves and like a little
Yeah.
like anxious. Like I don't feel that at all post show, which is nice.
I think it's hurt me. I think women don't take me seriously
Because of that.
because of it. So I think dating has been difficult post show.
What do they
I
say,
can
or
kinda
what? How
see
do they make
that,
you feel that?
though.
I think women just like the idea of me for like the short term, just because for whatever elevated status, and then it fizzles off. But I think it's probably a me problem too, though. So I like the girls who don't like me. And
Don't we all?
Yeah, and then the girls who like me, I just pay them no attention, and they're sweet women. But
Why does it always work out like that too?
It's because like you want what you can't have, and you're like, oh, they're not interested in me. I have to have them
Yeah.
now.
It's
Like,
so
why don't
true.
you like me?
like me,
Like me, damn it.
Poor Kurt, they just use him for his looks.
they use me.
Just
I'm the,
use him and
Use
toss him
and
to the
abuse.
side.
I'm the rebound.
Hit it and quit it.
Rebound boy.
Which was fun for a little while, but now I'm starting to get hurt.
I know.
You
Okay,
need to have a
well,
pre-qualifying question of when was your last relationship. There needs to be like a 3 to
gap.
6 month buffer.
gap, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, if you live in Charlotte or really anywhere in the U.S., Kurt is single.
Yeah,
He's actively
we're starting
looking.
our global search right
That's
now.
what. That's
7
what,
billion people in the world. Surely someone.
Surely,
one.
knock on wood. That's what we were talking about yesterday on our podcast. We were like, she loves taking flights. She's willing to travel. She
I'm not
loves New
opposed to
York.
long distance.
So like, if you're not in Chicago, like she'll travel. It's fine.
I'll travel to you.
Well, and you have, like you said, you have the advantage of not being too weird in a social setting on a first date because you have the show experience. And that was such an uncomfortable setting that hardly anyone gets to go through, not only meeting someone, but then meeting them with multiple other women trying to date them and on camera.
Oh my God.
That it kind of,
PTSD.
there's like no level of embarrassment or shame that could happen on a normal date compared to what we just went through on that show.
I like was so anxious and scared like the first few days, like because like the cameras just made me feel so weird. I think like I was on like the ballroom date.
Yeah.
You were like, yeah, your lip was quivering. You were scared. I'm like, that's so
I did-
embarrassing.
It was interesting having that kind of power dynamic of the show because it was less nervous for us to go in those situations because you guys were there pining for us and we were, we
Yeah.
can be ourselves.
I wouldn't even say that it was like you guys who made me nervous, but it was like the surroundings and like trying to have like a get to know you conversation. But then there's like 10 people standing around you listening to you. And it's just like, I don't like people listening to me. And that's all that was happening for 2 months.
Like, it was supposed to be vulnerable conversations, but then whenever there's 10 people around you, it kind of just takes away from that. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It was funny, though. For me, it became very normal when the cameras turned on. I don't know. I became very comfortable.
I was going to say, for the first week, it was weird. And then by the end of it, like, there was one time Cal and I were on a couch dry humping with 4 cameras, like, literally over the top of us. Yeah, whenever we made the horrible food. What did we try to make? And it was awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
That house
salmon.
still smells.
Salmon.
That was disgusting.
We had a dinner, and one of the producers asked me what I wanted to make, and I was like, oh, I like meat. And he's like, oh, so salmon. And I was like, I can do that.
Sure.
It was horrible.
He cooked it.
We made
He
it.
didn't cook it enough. It was raw.
Yeah, it was not good.
It was literally raw.
Get food poisoning on the show.
Yeah.
It was rough. The house that we were staying in is where we had that date, and it literally stunk the entire rest of
Yeah.
the show. But no, I mean, so enough about Joe Millionaire.
Yeah.
That was a
That's
good
in the
little
past.
recap. It was a good little recap, but like, love that we're all still friends. Love that like a random ass show like that you could actually.
It's
create
wild
strong
because we're all
bonds
from different parts of the country,
Different backgrounds.
all with our own friend groups, and we have met up on a dating show and have stayed close, and I don't see that ever changing.
And now we're in Nashville.
And it's not like this false close, like these other dating shows, The Bachelor and stuff. I feel like they just keep people together for the total clout or the empire.
100%.
Like their
Bachelor
nation.
Nation.
Yeah.
Bachelor Nation, and we really had no support.
Yeah, our show was a flop. So.
Yeah. No one gave a shit.
So any friendship that has stemmed from it has been genuine.
I always say we're trauma bonded.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, we went through an experience that hardly anyone can even imagine until you're in it. So it's we have some similarities in what we can talk about in the experiences.
How'd you guys come up with the name Washed Up? Because I was thinking if y'all are washed up, I don't know what that makes me.
Well, just the fact
Actually, I came up with it.
she did. I liked it because it was like we're making a show. Obviously, we were all in a dating show, Cal and I were. So a lot of people that are going to watch this are going to know us from that.
We were like, we don't want to be too serious with it and like make this.
Yeah, because we know the show was a flop, so
Yeah.
why not play into the fact that we like feel good about ourselves and we're just a couple washed up reality
Show's a flop. Here we are
stars.
still hanging on to it.
Any bit of glimmer.
But it's like all of our followers are basically from the show still. So we're like, okay, people who are going to be watching this podcast are people who watch us on the show. So like, how can we
Still have a
play on
little
that.
bit of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, get a
Washed
new
up.
audience.
Would you be open to a show again?
I would want to do a show if it was like
Not a dating.
no, I would do a dating show.
Oh.
But it would have to be like equal parts. Like it'd be like 10 men, like 10 women, and they're like
You wouldn't want to do like
I don't want to compete.
Yeah.
And also I would never want to be like this obviously wouldn't happen, but like if I had like a group of guys like trying to date me, like that seems like too much pressure. Like I would want to do like I wouldn't
Pretty
do Love
even
Island,
split.
but like a Love Island vibe where it's like
Yeah.
everyone's in a house together. I also would do like just one of those like summer shows where it's like, oh, it's like you're going to like summer house or something like that. So yeah, I would be open. I'm not like looking for that though. I'm down.
Never say never.
Never
Get
say
something in the
never.
works. I know Kurt's already working on a project, and then he may be around for season 2 of what we do.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, we'll see if I get cut out a year.
How could they
Actually,
cut
we
you out?
haven't seen any of the episodes that Kurt would be in, so it'll be
we
interesting
haven't.
to see.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'll pop down for season 2.
I could definitely never do a dating show again. I think it just has hurt. It's hurt my dating life so bad. Like I can't imagine doing that again. And then not finding somebody.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
Kurt.
that's, like, hard.
Little Violet.
Gonna end up on the the Golden Bachelor.
Yes.
Oh my god. We nominate Kurt. We nominate Kurt.
I would love to see if there's got to be like a record somewhere that someone keeps tabs of like the most consecutive dating shows without finding your person. I would want to see if Kurt could
What do
do
you
that.
mean?
I know.
Like if you could go on like 20 dating shows in a row and still end up single.
No,
that'd be
they're
a
like,
record.
there's something wrong
Yeah.
with this
You're like, listen, at this point,
Like, it's not worth
I already
it.
question myself. I don't need that.
Well, what is your guys' plans whenever we leave here? Anything going on over the next month too?
Just going back to Chicago.
Yeah, you moved to Chicago from LA.
Yeah,
How's that
so LA to Chicago back in June. I love it. It's really good. Like, it's a really, really good change of pace. I was really tired of
It's such a fun city,
LA.
too.
I was tired of LA, like, the first year I moved there. And so, like, I finally did my change. And Chicago's very different from where I grew up and all that stuff. But I've made amazing friends, and everyone's really nice. And the winter has not been that bad.
Yeah, that's
Missouri
shocking.
sucked.
Missouri sucks.
Yeah, we had that 1 week where it was, like, -5. But, like, it's been, like,
That didn't stop you.
No,
didn't
nothing
stop
stops
you.
me. But, like, very genuine people there, which I can appreciate. And I love, like, picking up and moving to new places. So
Yeah.
it's been good.
Well, and Kurt's still holding the fort down over there in Charlotte.
Yeah, just plugging away at business, finally hitting a good stride, learning how to be I've always been a natural leader, but learning how to be a business leader and build out my team, lead my team.
So your home base is going to be Charlotte probably for the forever? You don't ever see yourself getting out of there?
I don't know. It really depends. I think that's a good place to have a construction company, but as we grow and expand, I would like to expand to other cities. I can see myself living somewhere else. I've lived in Charlotte for a long time. You know, my family's close there, but I can see myself in maybe Nashville or Charleston or South Carolina somewhere. And then eventually, I mean, probably Florida. I think that's
where everyone wants to go.
Be a
In the golden
snowbird.
years.
yeah, that or an island somewhere and just
Yeah. Well,
Live the
Kala,
life.
just leave it all behind.
Yeah.
Kala has found her dream residency in Gallatin, Missouri. She says that like there's just
Love it.
nothing better anywhere on the planet than in Gallatin.
You're going to have to rip her out of there.
Yeah, we are.
Very
Blink
fulfilling
twice
for
if you
me.
agree. Do you need help?
She does this spring. She's like, I want to get chickens and goats and
I
start
actually
her
do
own
want
little
to do that.
garden. She's gonna become like the Amish
That's the way to
farm wife.
live.
All right, I like it.
The Amish.
She's gonna be wearing the Amish outfit out there gardening every day.
What's like the carriage that they ride around on?
Oh,
Their little
horse-drawn
horse and
wa-
buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to
Yeah.
be her. Like,
It's a nice life, nice simple life.
It's not bad, honestly.
I like that.
She's
It's a change of pace, but like I feel like it's definitely more homey now, and the fact that we can travel back and forth and we have options makes it really nice too. But no, I like Gallatin. It's cool. Definitely in the middle of nowhere, but
it's
like
quaint.
yeah, it's quaint.
I'll always have a place there, but that's not gonna be forever for sure. I mean,
Where's
that'll-
your dream spot?
I really don't know yet. Missouri winters suck bad, so I think going south somewhere would be a little bit nicer, or at least being able to stay up there during planting and harvest, and then come winter move down to like a Florida.
Yeah,
Maybe we can
like
all
go back and forth.
we can all get a house together down there or something.
Ooh,
Move in together for the winters.
can we? Winter house.
Winter house.
I think that's all I've got for
Yeah.
today. I mean, I think Kurt,
I think we're
Whitney
all
are hurting.
struggling.
Yeah,
I need to
we're-
go take a nap.
This is our last day here. Like we're about to actually drive back home 8 hours, and then they have flights later today.
Yeah,
So
my flight's in a few hours.
I'm a
So.
little jealous.
We're not as young as we once were.
No.
Little 2 days in
Nashville
Nashville.
always
I'm
does it
hurting.
to you, though.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I appreciate the friendship. It's a good weekend, much needed.
Yeah.
It's been a
Yes.
long time of grinding since we've been able to get together. Let's
Yeah.
make it happen a little
Let's
more
not
often.
wait
Yeah.
Like
so
maybe once a
long
quarter.
next time.
Yeah. Well, now that I'm so much closer, it's a lot easier to all be able to
Yeah.
come together. So we'll do this again soon.
All right, guys.
Yes.
Just keep pushing along. Keep striving for our dreams.
Yes.
That was
right.
beautiful, Kurt.
That's all I got.
All right. Thanks for listening, y'all.
Yeah, thank you. Tune in next time. Like, follow, comment.
Yay.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.